money he's
That
giving
man
me and
is
investing
writing
it into
off.
my business, nigga. I'm
Right.
taking the
That
fucking
man is,
tax-free money that he's
look,
giving me and
do
investing it into
what you
my
do.
business.
Yeah,
Dummy.
do what you do. Do what you do. Do what you do if that works for you.
Do what you do.
Man, that nigga trying to be political correct, man.
Yeah,
No,
speaking
if
on this
you do
artist.
it, anybody can do. You can do
That's
it.
what you try to
But if
do.
you get caught, I don't
But
know if
nigga,
it what type of energy it's gonna be. That's all I'm saying.
caught
It's gonna be take me to the bank energy.
like a nigga breaking the rules or something. You talking like breaking the rules by
That
doing it, bro.
man is
The rules is
writing
the
off.
rules.
The man who he worked for is using all those business expenses for his company. That
Right,
fuel is going under his company. That
right,
IFTA,
right,
everything is
right.
going under
But this
his
engine
company.
that I just built,
Nothing
I'm
that's
writing that
going
off.
under Checkmate's company is not.
This
All
engine
those
that I just built,
expenses
I'm writing
is
that
under
off.
his. He's trying to create some business expenses, but he's creating it from somebody else's shit. Like he doesn't show any independence. He's not paying for a payroll company. He's not paying for factoring. He's not paying for
How the fuck do you know
nothing.
what I'm paying for?
Checkmate got
Zero.
his expenses, just like Checkmate gonna have his expenses. That's
Come on.
why he gotta write his shit off. That's why Checkmate gotta show a profit and loss.
That makes sense though. That makes sense what he talking about now. As far
See
he talking about what's
where
coming
all the
in.
all
Go ahead.
the confusion's coming in is what they're doing with these company drivers is really illegal. You can't really
Right.
be a company
Right.
driver.
There
But
we
here's
go.
the thing. Here's the thing. When they do that, they open it up. They open it up. They're see what they're saying. What they're doing is illegal. They're saying that they're contracting it to this company. So he's a company. See what I'm saying? What he's doing, he can do
Hmm.
that. He can write every single thing off. That's
Man,
what
this
they're doing.
goofy
They're
ass
opening it.
nigga
You
clapping and
can't be
shit,
a
man.
company driver 1099. You can't.
But can you
And it,
write off something that you're not paying for?
he
Hell
can write
no,
off.
you
If
He's
you're
a
can't do
not
that.
business.
paying for the
He
fuel,
is
but if
hired as
you
a business. He's hired as a business. That's what he's hired of. He's not
Right.
hired
Who
as a
but
said
the
I'm
company
writing off the
driver.
fuel,
fuel?
the
Why you worry
So
about the
anything
the
that
fuel,
he
truck
nigga?
spends,
Nobody talking
payments,
about
the
Furo, dude.
maintenance, I'm talking about anything with that company is being taken care of by his company.
anything that that
Checkmate is
company
That's
not
kind of
does,
like
paying.
anything
that's
that
almost
company
kind of like
buys,
double
he
dipping.
cannot
That's
write
almost
off.
like double
Right.
dipping.
But we're
That's
not
that's
talking
that's
about
Right.
what
that.
double dipping
We're not
scenario.
talking about that.
Because you got two carriers trying to, or two,
Trying
you
to
got the
write off.
carrier trying to take out
Right.
the fuel, and
Pole,
then
what the fuck are you, Pole, nigga? Nobody said I
What
was double
about?
dipping.
He's
Nobody
not
no, I'm
said
trying
I
to
just
was
write
getting
saying,
no
off the
but
fuel
fuel.
that
that,
he's not buying. He's
but
not
Get
I'm
trying
your
to
talking
write off
about
the
shit
fuel.
but
any.
straight,
that
Pole.
actual
We
I'm talking
scenario
about
know.
with
any of the business expenses. I'm
Oh,
talking
we
about
know
any
that.
of them. The maintenance.
Nigga,
What
Are
up?
you
What
we
paying
up?
for
What
know
the
up,
that.
everybody?
maintenance? What's up? Do you
Nigga,
I'm
pay for
talking
at least
about
the
I'm talking about how
maintenance?
S125 just displayed it. That's
Right.
more
Yeah,
Do
he
like
you
just
double
pay
told me
for
that
the?
dipping.
Do
right
you
there.
pay
Hey,
Nobody
for the
talking about
nobody
writing
hey,
on
maintenance?
no
said
hold
Furo,
pay.
up.
bro.
Hey,
Fuck.
real quick. I'm a little sick, so my voice is fucked up. I just heard someone speak on California like they know what the fuck's going on. So I got a question.
No, I
Everybody in
know
the
what's going
panel,
on.
everybody in
No,
your
you don't.
panel, everybody in the panel, please raise your hand if you live in California.
I
I
was
ain't speaking
born
on
there.
California.
No, no,
No, I
no.
can speak on it.
Who
I've
lives in
done.
California? I could have swore I heard someone say there's no lease drivers in California.
No, I can say that it's illegal. They're
No, it's
making it
not.
so
No,
you
it's not.
can't
No, it's
so
not.
you
No, it's
can't
not. No, it's
you can't
not.
lease on
No, it's
somebody
not.
to your authority
Wrong.
unless those
That's
people. Wait a
wrong.
minute, hold on, wait a minute. You can't lease on somebody unless they show independency. They have to show
Does
that
that
they're
sound good
independent.
for you or
They have
what,
to pay.
fam?
They have to
Independency?
pay.
That's not even a
They
word,
have
brother.
to pay. They have to show that they're independent. I'm
Wrong.
sorry.
Wrong.
They have
You
to
can be
pay for.
sorry all you want, bro. I don't care if you're sorry or not, but I'm going to speak facts. I live in California and I run a business, and I have
Okay, so
contractors
what's the?
underneath me legally.
All
So if
right,
you guys
Okay.
want to
so
speak
what's
on,
the
if you
deal,
guys
my
want to
brother?
speak, if you guys
Go
want to
ahead.
speak
What's
on
the
your
deal?
states, speak on your states. He's going to speak on mine. Speak it correct. That's all I'm asking.
All right,
Okay,
so
well go
explain
ahead.
it to
So
us, big dog.
what is the independent that you supposed to show that they lined out that's in there? If I was to read it right now, that's what it's saying. That you have to be independent. You can't be leased on under somebody,
Wrong,
and
bro.
those people
Wrong. You
are
got his
paying for
asshole
all
backwards,
your
bro.
stuff. So what is
What are
it?
you reading?
Explain
Spanish?
it.
You reading Spanish from France or
All right, so
something?
look, man, check this
No,
out. Check
I'm
this out,
asking
man.
you.
All
I'm
cap. Hey,
asking
look,
you a
check this
You're
question.
out.
not
I'm
asking me. You're
asking you a
telling me.
question.
There's a
No,
difference between you
yes,
asking me
because
and you're
that's
telling
something
me,
that I
bro.
know. That's something
You're
that
not
I
asking
know.
me.
All right,
And
If
so
I'm
you're
look,
asking
let
me,
me
asking
ask
you.
you about it.
you
Let me
stay
ask you
Okay,
quiet and
about
well,
let me
this
go
talk.
ahead
scenario
and
right
speak
here.
on it.
Let me ask you
Go
about
ahead
the.
and
Let me
speak
ask you
on it.
about the container drives that's leased on to the carriers. Why that's not happening any longer? Explain to me why that's not going on.
Right. He coming
Who
on
said?
here
No,
like
no, no,
he
no.
just you just
Hold up.
hey, no, 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 wait,
Let him
hold on.
explain
No,
it.
no, no, no. You listen. You always come on here with that bullshit like you just know everything. Don't come on here and disrespect me because disrespecters get disrespected.
Man,
Is that
nobody
English?
disrespect your
Man,
ass,
shut
Is
man.
your
that
Shut
is
ass
your
that
up.
ass
Who are
is
up.
you?
that
Who are you
English?
talking to?
I'm
He
talking
let
to
What you
you,
talking
you
about?
Cub.
he
I'm
Come
telling
talking to
on, man. Let
y'all.
you.
him talk,
I'm
man. Let
talking
that
to
shit
Motherfucker, that
go,
wasn't
bro.
even me
Brother
fucking talking. That's another dude on the
That's
panel
Come on,
talking.
yeah,
On point.
S125.
That wasn't me fucking
no.
talking.
What I'm
I'm
saying
sitting here
that
playing my
was you.
goddamn
You
game,
came
nigga.
on
I
here.
wasn't
You
talking. That was
came
him
on here.
talking.
Yes, the fuck
Dumbass.
you was,
I don't give a
motherfucker.
fuck.
You talk
Come meet me,
fat
homie.
bitch.
Come meet me.
Yeah, I
Come
know
meet
you,
me.
crater face, fat
Come meet me.
sloppy
Come
bitch.
meet me.
Fuck you. I'm not meeting shit. You know where
That's
I'm at.
right. Bitch
You
ass
fat
motherfuckers
sloppy
don't.
bitch. Fuck you. Fuck your fat
That
punk
wasn't me
ass.
Hold on.
talking 25.
I
That was
don't get.
somebody
Oh,
else
you come
talking.
to me. No, you
Dumbass.
came
Hold
up
on.
here and you gonna
I'm
come up
sitting
here and
here
say,
all quiet.
"Oh, West
Hold
I'm sitting
on.
here
Coast."
Can
Then
all
y'all?
we talk
quiet,
over
saving my
bullshit.
So
voice.
You
Cal.
Hey,
always
Josh,
come
Somebody
on
mute
else
here
him.
is
with that
fucking talking.
bullshit.
Hey,
I'm
And
just
Josh.
somebody
telling
else is
you.
Hey,
talking, and
Josh,
you're
I
saying
mute.
you're
heard
being
exactly.
disrespected.
I heard
Hey,
Listen
exactly
mute
to
what you
that
said.
man.
I heard
S125, man. Mute
exactly
him, man.
what you said.
Mute him, man, real quick, man. Hold up.
He
Hey,
will.
look.
No,
Hey,
you
here's
don't
the
have to
whole
mute me.
thing.
Explain to
Can I
me.
talk
Oh,
or can I
time out,
not talk?
S125.
Right,
Chill
I'm
out, bro.
asking him a
Chill out,
question,
man.
and
Can I not
instead of
talk?
him answering it, he want to try to go
S125, chill,
around the
bro.
circle like he's this guy. Like, nigga, say the shit. That's it. Don't
S125,
come on
chill
here
real
and
quick, man.
disrespect me
Chill
because
out,
I
bro.
have a business as
Man,
well.
let that shit
You
go,
ain't the
man. Let
only
it go, bro.
motherfucker. For real.
Let it go, S125.
No,
Listen.
I'm not gonna let no man disrespect. I
Hey,
don't care
hey,
if he
Josh,
I did
YouTube,
not
mute him then,
disrespect
bro. If he
YouTube,
don't
nobody,
want to
fam.
stop
whatever.
talking, mute him, man. Hey, listen, real quick, SoCal.
Yeah.
Explain to me why those guys are not leased on any longer, running any container jobs. Landstar's not there no more. None of that. Explain to me why that transpired
They
as a
are still,
carrier.
they are, okay. I'm not sure where you got that information, bro. But they're
Oh
still
my
leased
god.
on, listen, they're still leased on the contract. They're still leased on the containers, hauling containers. I can tell
Okay.
you the real situation. In 125, when somebody else was talking, I was sitting quiet. And then he's talking about some disrespecting.
No,
I didn't
you
disrespect you,
came in
Come
fam.
here
on, S125,
disrespecting
man.
us.
Let the man
Period.
speak,
You
man.
came in here. He's
Man,
talking
y'all
to
already
me,
had y'all
Poe. You
beef,
chill
man.
the fuck out, Poe. For real. He can't.
125.
He's
If a
addressing me.
man can't
He's
listen, let me
talking to
tell you,
me. I'm talking
125.
back.
I mean
I felt
25. Check
disrespected
this
how he
out.
came in here,
Well,
and I
I'm
asked
not
him
trying to
several
disrespect
times
you,
to
homeboy. I'm trying to
explain it.
teach you
Right.
guys
Well, I'm a
something.
grown ass man,
I'm
and I
trying to
want to
teach,
be
but you
right.
guys don't let me talk, and
Okay,
my
so
voice is
go ahead
gone.
and talk.
I'm only going to talk so much because my voice is gone. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here to disrespect nobody. I'm here to teach you guys what's going on in California. You spoke on my state. I'm trying to clear it up. Don't listen to the media. Don't listen to the news. Don't listen to the bullshit because they're feeding you guys a bunch of bullshit. There's companies still leased on these container companies under their authority running in California right now. Now, here's where the confusion is. The law is there's no independent contractors. There's no independency, right? That's what the law is. They don't want that in California. They don't want you independent. Not that they want you independent. 125. I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
You're talking about as far as an independent as far as people doing their own shit from now on. But that's not
They're
the
like
law what they're
leasing
talking about.
on up
Right.
under my fault, not trying to cut you off, but they're trying to lease on up under people's authority. And they're saying
And
that
that's
if you're
still
not
going on.
paying your own payroll, you're
So
not
how they
paying for your own
how they getting around that
factoring.
then?
So I'll tell you how they're doing it. Same way I'm doing it. As long as the person that has their own truck is an S corporation,
Right.
all they want is employees. All they want is employees. They don't want people independent. They don't want independent contractors. So what happens is
So it's
if a
no
man is
1099 no more, right?
so
With that being said.
if a man is 1099 independent contractor LLC, they do not want that in the state no more. They want S corps. So for example, let's see S25 is under my authority, right?
Thank
Before the
you.
law. Now I have to say 125. You got to go get an S corp and be an employee of your own business, because when you're an employee of your own business, you have special rules.
So you're basically doing business to business at this point now.
That's
In
correct.
other words.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Got it.
Correct.
Understood now.
Everything I just was saying.
Understood.
They
Understood. It's
just
business to business
crucified me,
now.
but I'm saying the
That's
same
for
shit.
California, bro.
Basically, when you're doing your taxes, if somebody is taking care of you, now SoCal, you can, because I asked somebody that I know, but what I'm saying is, if you're under somebody and that is their truck, they're taking care of the factor and they got the payroll, they're doing everything. You're just working. You're basically a glorified W-2. You're a company driver, period. So you trying to buy another truck and trying to say, oh, this truck, I'm buying it. I'm just going to put pieces into it.
I'm a little
and
lost.
I'm going to have this thing. Wait a minute, hold on.
I am
When I was
1099. You
everybody
stupid
was quiet.
motherfucker.
We're not
I'm
talking
not a
about
W-2
California.
You
motherfucker.
stupid motherfucker.
I'm
Okay,
not a
hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on,
You dumb
hang on,
motherfucker.
hang on,
Fuck you. Oh, that was
hang
him.
on,
That was
hang
President
Come
on,
SoCal.
on,
please.
man.
Hold up,
Oh,
please.
I'm about to
Hold up,
jump
wasn't you
off, man. I
screaming?
ain't got time for this, man. I thought we kind of,
Oh, I didn't know
man, come
that
on,
wasn't
man.
SoCal.
You know what I'm
SoCal, I'm
saying? We
sorry
all
about that.
grown
I didn't
people,
know that
man.
was him. I
You
thought
know what I'm
that
saying?
was
This hands
SoCal
out,
talking.
man. Listen, man, squash that shit on the other side, man.
What I'm saying,
We
okay,
on
so
here for
let me
business,
finish
man. Y'all
talking.
on here to
Okay,
be beefing and shit,
let me
pump
finish
faking. Come
talking.
on, man.
Let's
When
let
it was
one
me
person talk
jumping
at a
in,
time so we can hear
right?
one another.
And
Go
SoCal
ahead.
says we quiet. I apologize. I thought that was you screaming at me. I'm sorry about that. That's why I felt that. But anyway, what
Really
I'm
quick,
trying to
hang on,
say
25,
is,
real quick. Hang on, 125. Hang on 1 second, guys. My voice is going, so I'm screaming, so my voice comes out. So if you got anybody feels I'm screaming at you, I'm not screaming at nobody. You guys understand that, right?
oh, okay,
I'm
yeah, but
just sick and my
I really
voice is fucking
apologize because
gone.
I thought
So
that
I'm
was
just raising my voice so I can talk.
you.
No, I'm
So
listening. Go
basically,
ahead with your
so
question.
what happened? They're saying I asked somebody. I did a little research, and I was trying to figure out if somebody is taking care of you. Pretty much, they're paying for everything: fuel, truck, everything is on them. The only thing that you have to do is drive, right? So
Mm-hmm.
instead of you paying your taxes, you trying to offset the taxes by buying a truck and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna buy this truck and I'm act like I'm using this truck for the business, but really I'm using this man's business so I can have some type of write-offs." Because at this point, you don't have no business expenses, right? You don't have no business expenses or nothing that you can use to offset your taxes. So
Yeah, that's double
is that
dipping.
legal
Hang
or
on.
not,
Yes, it's legal.
in your opinion? Oh, okay.
It's factual. It's legal, and I'm gonna explain why. So if this guy is just, let's say he's a sole prop, right? He's not an LLC. He's not nothing. He's just some guy under his Social Security doing a 1099 drive for somebody. It's not legal. But if you form a business, right? Because there's a lot of businesses they don't even own trucks. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for a fact, so if somebody's driving for somebody under their corporation, whatever, or their LLC, and they choose, hey, you know what? I'm gonna buy a truck because I need a tax write-off. No, that's legal, bro, because nobody tells you
Told
what you
this
can and
nigga,
can't buy
man.
for your business.
Even
Fucking
if
told this
even if
nigga.
you're not using the truck for that
Even if you're not
business.
using it,
Even if
even if you're
you ain't
not using
using
it,
it.
even if you're not using it.
Oh,
I
okay.
could park my trucks right now, go buy another truck and go drive for you, and it's still legal because it's a business. They can't dictate what a business buys and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I asked the accountant and they told me something else. They said if that
Not
truck is not being used for that company, if that guy is pretty much paying for everything, that person is at that point is
so
pretty much a company driver.
okay. So check this out. Let me give you guys a good example, okay? I just came back from Oklahoma. I went to Hurricane to go check out some stuff, right? They got over 100 trucks just parked, brand spanking new. They got 3 of them they ain't even gonna fuck with. It's in their warehouse that they're collecting. Nobody's gonna drive it. They're gonna just sit there. They write that off on their business, bro.
You want another pizza?
Yeah,
You
because
hear what
they
I'm saying?
selling trucks. That's part of what they're
No, they're not.
selling.
They're not in. No, they're not in
Wait,
business to
you
sell
said
You
what?
trucks.
want another pizza?
They're not
You
in
said
business
that
to
they
sell
own a
trucks,
bunch of trucks and they're sitting there.
right? But they're a trucking
But
company.
they're a trucking company, right? But that they're pretty much using those trucks for that business. this truck is not being used for this business. The guy provided
See, the legal
it
part is
already.
them
The
trying to
truck,
say they're a company driver. That's the problem. They're making them 1099s. They're really company drivers, but that's the part that's fucked up.
The
right?
funny
Not
thing, the funny thing
That's what.
about here's the funny thing about a 1099, right? If okay, let's just say I'm just some guy who works at McDonald's, right? No LLC, no nothing, and I say I want to drive for S125, right? And I drive for him. He says, "Hey man, I don't want you W-2. I'm gonna 1099." And I'm saying, "Okay," but see, I don't have a LLC, corp, or nothing. I get 1099. That's really what they're trying to stop, because you can 1099 a
Right,
guy that doesn't have a business, and they want to stop that because at that time when it's that set up, you're abusing that guy because he's not even a business.
right.
You
Hey,
know what I
Red
mean?
yeah, but
Top.
if you set
So
up an LLC, you're a
Red Top.
company. You're not a
yes,
person.
yes.
Red
Well,
Top.
You're not a.
there's
I
different
mean, you're
I
levels.
you're.
just sent
There's
it. I
different
just
levels
sent it
to
to
it.
you. I just sent you my articles of organization.
So
Did you
you're a
see that?
businessman. You're a
All right.
businessman,
Man,
then,
look,
So
bro.
to
man.
this
You're a
stupid
business.
motherfucker that think he know what the fuck I
No,
got
you
going on,
stupid
Yeah, you're a
fuck
motherfucker.
up,
I
businessman.
know
nigga.
exactly what you
Stupid ass
did, you
nigga.
dumb motherfucker. I have
You dumbass
multiple
motherfucker. Shit.
articles of formation.
You
I
don't know
have
what the
Can
fuck
we
you
several,
can
talking
we
you
about.
just
dumb
have a
motherfucker.
conversation, guys?
Yeah,
Can
man.
we
Come
just
No,
have a
on,
because
man.
he
Why
gonna
conversation,
everybody gotta
scream,
man?
call each other out their
and
name?
I'ma
I don't
match
know
it.
where y'all
I'm
be. I don't know
definitely
where
Look,
gonna
y'all be
match it.
getting that shit from, man.
I let him dog me the whole day. I let him disrespect me the whole
Nah,
day.
I
This
know,
is my
man. Like, you know
turn,
what I'm
All
and
right,
saying? We
I'ma
let's
all
not
match it.
grown people
nobody,
He
on here,
called
man.
me a
guys.
dumb
Let's
motherfucker. I'ma bring
okay.
it back to him.
Come on,
And
man.
like I
Hey,
said,
All right.
I
S125.
apologize to you,
niggas is
Hey,
getting
SoCal,
words
because I
mixed
thought
up,
that
let me
was
man.
say an
you.
example too. Let me
Let's
say an
all
example
not.
too.
S125. We just
We're
trying
all
to get
Like,
some
grown
listen,
ass.
formation,
There's
man.
Listen,
no
we're
such
all
thing
grown
as
ass
1099
guys.
company, bro. It's
We're
called
all grown.
1099 contractor. That's what they're gonna say in the contract.
Yes, that's
It's not
true.
gonna say
But you
1099
gotta,
company driver. It's gonna say
okay.
1099
From what
contractor.
I was told from my accountant that I use, you have to show that same independency that they show in California. You got to show that. You got to show some type of way that you're independent
Nigga,
at
we
all.
ain't in
My
California.
fault, Red Top. But
That's
it's the
for
same.
California,
It's the
bro.
same logic. It's the
No,
same thing. You got to
no.
show. You got to show that you're independent. You got to show that you're this independent contractor that you're saying that you are.
Red
Okay,
Well, you
Top, tell
so
showing
him.
me
so
everybody
Tell
so
being
him,
hang on,
Red
independent.
hang
Top.
on, hang on, guys, hang on, guys, hang on,
S125 by
guys.
having a
Check this
company. But
out.
go
Check
ahead.
this out. Because you guys get confused on this independent contractor thing. So let me understand something. And S25, I ain't saying you don't have a good accountant, but what I do want to say is a lot of accountants do trucking stuff and they don't know what they're talking about. Just understand, I ain't saying that's your guy. I'm just
Right,
saying
right,
just be
right.
careful, okay? So a lot of people misunderstand independent contractor. I want to let you guys know you don't have to buy fuel and insurance and all that to be an independent contractor. Your contract, your LLC makes you independent. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
Right.
Not what
that's
you
correct.
buy
You're
for your
100%
company.
correct.
So you got people that cleans houses. They don't spend $1 on nothing. They got a vacuum cleaner that lasts a whole year and they
They
vacuum it, but they're
1099.
independent
Yep,
contractors.
yep.
So if you got an accountant talking about you got to buy fuel to be an independent contractor, that's wrong. Now,
Yeah.
what you spend doesn't make who you are. What makes who you are is your articles. Period. That's it.
Mhm.
Yep.
The hours of a organization is just to register your business with that state, right?
Right.
Right.
That's basic. That's all the articles really, And then
Mm-hmm.
you would have to have that in order to even open up a bank account, a business
Yep.
bank account at that.
You
You would
Correct.
have
need
to
your
have that,
EIN.
EIN.
Correct.
You need the EIN paper to open
Right.
up the bank account.
right?
That's why when I worked for VL, they told me I had to have my own business. I had to have LLC. I had to have an LLC, S corp or whatever, and I had to have a business bank account.
Yep.
Yep. They didn't let me
Correct.
come on and do business as a
Man,
contractor
we
under
know
a
this
social
shit. He the
security
only
number.
one thing that he doing
I
shit
don't
right,
know.
man.
He
I
thinking that
asked somebody, and I'm
They
just
stuff
telling
they
you
stupid
what
too,
I
nigga.
was
he
Hang
told.
on, hang on,
No,
hang on, hang
you
on. Let's
stupid.
chill. Hang
You
on. Hey,
stupid, nigga.
checkmate. Is that who's that talking
Checkmate,
like that?
checkmate,
Checkmate or
checkmate,
something?
checkmate, checkmate.
Hey, let's
Relax,
just
Yeah,
all
I
checkmate.
didn't
let's
let
just
It
him
ain't
all
get
that
chill.
serious,
Let's just
man.
comfortable.
all
No,
chill real quick,
Man,
guys.
no,
ain't no
I let him
motherfucking
get comfortable.
relax.
It's my
That
fault.
motherfucker get
It's
on
it's
this
my
it's
fault
motherfucking
because
talk
I
the
let
like
him
he
get
the
motherfucking
thing
talk
comfortable
is
with it.
down on us.
the
Fuck you
thing
talking
I'm
is
to,
not
man?
talking down
S125.
on
Man, you
nobody.
ain't
Y'all was
talking. You
You
ain't
asking
thinking
talking no
me
that
a
sense, nigga.
question.
Y'all
You
know
ain't
I
what
saying
y'all
said
can
nothing
what
do,
no
I
man? Just
sense.
pull
said.
the fuck up, man. Both of y'all pull up on each other. Shit. I'm tired of hearing
I'm
this
not
shit,
this
man.
pulling
this
up
the
on that
thing,
Y'all
man.
lane.
motherfuckers
You
keep arguing with each other, man. Just pull up. Get that
Man, but
shit
go
off
to
y'all
what
sleep.
chest,
So
what
man.
you
what
what
other?
you
Go to
saying is
sleep then.
So hang on before we beef up and
what you
shit,
saying
because
is
I ain't with the bullshit.
S125.
So
That's
let's
that
just
shit
say
you
this:
saying.
what questions before you guys team up on one another? What other questions you guys might have about this that I could
All
assist
I
you
was
with?
saying, was that when somebody 1099s you, that's the revenue to your business, and what you do in that business doesn't have to affect that person. You see what I'm saying? Like buying a
Right.
truck or something over here, it's all
All
part
it,
of the business.
yeah,
Just because it just
all a 1099 is a receipt to the IRS showing where that money went. That's all it
Profit
is.
right.
loss. Profit loss.
Use the bathroom. And in order for you to get a 1099-C, you got to give them your EIN number, correct, SoCal?
Okay. Correct. Yes, you
Yep.
got to have your number. Yep.
Yep.
Man, this the question
That's
for
called
this
non-employee
silly ass nigga.
compensation, right?
The
That's
question
what it
is,
stands for,
can
non-employee
I take that
compensation.
money? Can I take that money and motherfucking invest it into my truck that's sitting at
They
home that I'm
just
not
Yeah.
said
driving?
they
You
agree.
can
They
Okay.
invest into
agree
your
with you, you
business.
silly ass nigga.
No,
Yeah.
nigga, we've been
There
trying
you
to
go.
tell
There,
your
come
silly
on,
ass the whole fucking
125. You
time.
just attacked him
No,
now.
you
Oh,
Hold
man,
up,
I
no.
guys.
told y'all
Well,
to
you
pull up
wasn't
on each
telling
other.
my
Where you
silly
at,
ass.
Checkmate? Where you at, Check?
Hang on. Check this. Let me give you another example real quick. Let me guys give you another example. Everybody on the panel, you guys have started a LLC or a corporation, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Both. Yeah.
Anybody did you do it yourself or did you have somebody do it for
Correct.
you?
I
I
did it
did it
myself.
myself.
Both. I did.
I did everything myself. I opened up my authority myself. I did all my paperwork myself. All thing
Okay.
I had to do differently was that what's the one when you gotta pay somebody for the shit, I can't even think of the name of it. When they gotta it's like a lawyer for every state.
Yeah.
I can't even I can't
So
even think of the name of it.
let me ask you a question.
Uh
Do you guys remember a question on there and it says how much money do you think you're gonna invest in your company to get it started?
yeah, I believe I remember filling that out for insurance or something like that. They asked me how much money you
Yeah.
think you're gonna make.
So if LegalZoom or something like that does your stuff, right?
Uh,
They're gonna ask you, okay, you're gonna start this business. How much money do you think you're gonna invest in this business? And you tell them, right? A
mhm,
business can't start by itself. It don't just poof in your backyard. You got to put money in the business, right?
right,
So if a guy is a LLC, which is his own business, driving for a guy, there's nothing wrong with that. He's still a business. It's still business on business. The equipment don't
right,
have nothing to do with it. If that driver decides he's going to invest in his company and buy a truck, he don't even have to drive it. If he buys that truck and just sits it there and he wants to work on it all year long or do whatever he wants to
Still a
do with his
write off.
business, he can do that. That's his
right,
business about that. Especially in the very beginning when you guys are starting these companies. You're automatically going to take your personal money and start your business. And
correct,
you don't get in trouble because it's got to get here somehow.
correct.
Yeah. There's just
Yeah.
confusion. That's all it is, man. There's a lot of that going around lately because it's tax time. Damn, that was way quiet.
Yeah. He thinking that you got to
Man,
own
what
the
about this?
equipment and running the
SoCal?
equipment and
Do you
doing
recommend everybody
payroll.
file their taxes quarterly? Or do you recommend wait till the end of the year? Or even don't file no taxes at all? Because I'm quite sure it's a lot of people maybe not filing at all neither.
If you're like a huge fleet, like these big ass fucking companies, then
Uh,
yeah, it's always good to do quarterly because it's just too much going on to keep track. If you're
right,
an owner operator or you're a small fleet, then you can do it yearly because it gives you time to say, oh shit, man, okay, we're getting close to the end of the year. Talk to your tax person, or unless you're good enough, you can look, say, shit, I gotta go spend some money. And then you go buy another truck, you go buy some tires, you go buy this,
correct.
whatever by the end of the year to keep that tax line down where you want it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Man. Yeah.
Shit.
Oh,
The
that's
only reason,
125 rolled out.
You're
thank you.
not
Let that nigga
independent.
run out. Let him run. Let him run
He
off.
just trying to be political correct, bro. Like he's saying you're not independent unless you're doing everything. Unless it's your truck, you
Like you
running
got
it,
an
you doing
authority and
payroll.
shit. Man, what
Like
the fuck?
you gotta be doing all this shit. They ain't got nothing to do with taxes. They ain't gotta do nothing with that shit, bro.
Well, I
Nothing.
wasn't here. I wasn't here for
See,
all that, so I can't speak on it. But
my
I
whole
just
point
know we was
was
speaking on California.
Well, my whole point was this. We were talking about it, and I was just saying, if something ever happened to my business, I mean, well, really my truck, basically, and I needed to go work, right? I would want to
Mhm.
work 1099 because it's going to be temporary, and I'm gonna stack money, and I'm not gonna, and I'm not gonna have to worry about taxes because I'm gonna dump it all in. I'm gonna get paid to my LLC, and I'm gonna dump it all back into my truck and get my shit back on the road. So I don't want them to take out taxes out of my shit because I'm not gonna have a tax bill. You see what I'm saying? That was my
Now
thought.
Yeah,
tell me if
You know
I'm
what I mean?
wrong about this, SoCal. I'm a break a crazy scenario down. Say
yeah,
for instance that you got your own MC number.
yeah,
Business and slowed down. Now you want to take that truck that you've been driving and you just a one man fleet and you
yeah.
want to go take it to go lease it on to somebody. You can't do that, can you?
Why can't you?
What? Man, what the? Oh my
Nah,
God.
hold up. I'm gonna
If
tell you
if
why
you're
I say that.
so you're
Do
gonna
you ever
pull your
have to take to
authority.
change the title or anything or no?
So you're gonna pull your authority off and go put your truck into like Landstar or something. You
No, no,
said
no, no,
right?
no, 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 no. I'm talking about keeping that authority active still.
Right. You can still keep active authority and take it off your truck and run your truck with a company
Oh,
as
you
long as you
can't
keep
do that?
insurance on. As long as you keep insurance on it.
Okay, got you. It wouldn't be like a conflict of interest between the insurance companies in the event in the event that a cab car cross reference
No,
with each other.
no. What would happen is one insurance company would surpass the other insurance company.
Oh, okay then. Because the reason I asked you that, because one time I was maybe thinking about doing that, and my agent was saying that the only way you can get around that, you would have to get the truck retitled in someone else's name, then go
No,
lease it on to a carrier
uh, no, that don't make any sense
because of
because
the
it's still
cab
your truck.
car.
Why would you give your truck up? That don't make sense. You gonna give it to your mom or dad or somebody or something? That don't make
Yeah,
sense to me.
I mean, because they was just saying something about, I guess the cab car will cross over once they run the VIN number on the vehicle. Once you add it to the policy, it's gonna say, hey, this guy was with this company here. Who
Well,
he
no,
was
they're
with the
not gonna
owner.
say they're not gonna see it's with that company, but they're gonna see it has insurance on it. So you don't have to carry physical damage. You can carry everything else. You can lower everything way low down. Just keep your authority.
Okay, got you.
You don't even have to have that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay,
a $50,000 physical damage against it.
right. No, I'm talking about like liability and cargo. We ain't talking about the physical damage. We ain't worried about the physical damage. We talking about whatever it needs for you to have $1 million portion enough to be registered with the FMCSA
Right.
and cargo insurance. We talking
Right.
about those two things. If I wanted to take that one vehicle off of my policy and put it on to F2F tomorrow,
So
there,
here's what
go
you
ahead.
do. Here's what you can do if you get confused with that. Really much it's insurance companies that are being weirded with that, not really FMCSA. Right. There has been some times where some insurance companies like, hey, I don't want to do that because of this. So all you can do is take it out of your company name, put it in your personal name if they
Got you.
got a if your insurance company's got a problem with that.
Got you. That makes sense. That makes sense now.
But it's the insurance company's got the problem with that kind of stuff because they want to be the only one in the pot.
You
Oh,
may have to change the address too, because
got you.
sometimes they use the address to see if you own the
Yeah,
Yeah,
cross
vehicle.
reference over. She was explaining to me a while back, but that was
yeah.
just a thought.
But
I
it's
was just
not
curious how they work.
FMCSA. They don't give a crap. It's just insurance companies. Some of them are weird, some ain't.
Right. Because I know when I had dropped off my other vehicle and I had bought another truck, the lady had me send over a thing to her saying that I either sold the truck or either, you know,
Yeah.
leased it
See,
on to somebody else in
Sometimes they
order
ask.
to
let me
take it off the
Sometimes
policy.
sometimes they'll
let me
ask
give you an
for a
example.
non-op on it and shit like that.
Right. So
Let me
that's
give
why
you
I
an
was asking
example.
that question.
Like I got two trucks, right? But I only
Hmm.
got one on my authority, one on my insurance, one on my cab card, right?
Right.
Well, I got this one in the oil field running sandbox, right? Well, what I'm
Hmm.
saying is my other truck that's chilling. I'm gonna put a
Mhm.
blower on it. It's titled in my LLC also, but I'm gonna take that truck. It don't have a plate or nothing, and I was gonna go lease on with a pneumatic company to learn pneumatics real quick. You know what I'm saying?
So
So I don't see a problem in that.
let me
You know what I
explain
mean?
why. Let me explain why the insurance companies are like this. Okay. So that's a great example of what Red Top talked about. But here's the problem. Here's why they don't want you doing it. I ain't saying you can't do it because people do it, right? But if
Uh
insurance companies catch it, they don't like it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Anytime you have multiple trucks and your LLC is not under your insurance, the reality is your insurance is still low key responsible for that other truck. Does
oh, okay.
And that's
that
what she
make
was
sense?
explaining to
Because
me. That
because
lady was
because
explaining the
it's
same
under your
thing.
it's under your company.
Right.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Mm.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure. That's what I was asking, but I was thinking about retitling it anyway because I was gonna create a holding company, and I was gonna put both the trucks in it anyway eventually, right? So I was
Right.
already thinking about creating, and plus I wanted to create because I have an LLC, I wanted to create a S corp, a real S corp, and
Real,
I was
that's
gonna
cool.
build. No, I mean,
There's only
you know
one
what I mean.
kind.
Yeah,
it's
but
only one
when I
kind.
say real, what I'm saying is instead of an LLC that's taxed as an S corp, I'm talking
Yeah,
about have a real S corp. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Hey, speaking of
and
holding companies,
so
I keep hearing these people talk about holding companies. But what would really be the need necessary to really have a holding company?
So
Explain
I've
that.
been
so I
Nothing.
could rent my
I've been
trucks.
I've been speaking on it
Yep.
a lot, and then I noticed it's being talked about, which is great. So a holding company does a lot of different things. So Red, I'm gonna use you. Is that okay, Red Top?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
As an example. All right, cool. So Red Top spoke. He's gonna have a holding company, right? So let's
Mhm.
say Red Top has 3 trucks.
Okay.
The holding company has no authority. So at that time, you don't have to retitle nothing. You can have that holding company. Now my voice is tripping. You can have that holding company, lease it to your authority, run that truck, grab the second truck because it's a holding company, lease it to Swift, and the third truck you can make a lease contract and go to JB Hunt
Right.
because your holding company don't have no authority to it. It's just a holding company. Here's
Your
another great
holding
thing
company
about it.
is another
Wait,
person.
so the holding company, what name is going to be on the title of the truck? The holding company or the operating
Yes,
company?
no, the holding company.
And see,
That's
that
why
was
you're
my
gonna.
question too. Well,
That's right.
that was my plan too, because since I had this company and it's a LLC and I have years already established and all that, my plan was I was going to create a S corp, right? But
Hmm.
I was going to keep this still a LLC, right, and just use it for the authority. But I was gonna build up the S corp and like take all the profit out of this LLC and drag it over to the S corp. But I could still leave this running as an operational uh, uh, uh,
But
authority.
won't you?
See what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
go ahead.
But
So
when you
so
set up like when I
so here's
set up real quick, when I set up my holding company, I had to like when you set up your taxes, you have to show that it's like managing. It's not like like it's not the same way that you're gonna set up like your trucking company. Because I have a holding company.
yeah, you want to do with a holding company, you want it to be an S corp, and your S corp has board people on the board.
Right. So
So
And
it's
but
set up different.
Is a
didn't
holding
you tell
company
me
necessary
you
for like
wanted?
lawsuits or something? Is that
say what?
what's really necessary? Is
One more
that why
time,
y'all
bro.
got a
Don't you
holding
want your?
company?
Everybody's talking at one
Don't you
time,
want
bro. I'm
your?
sorry.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Don't you want your S corp? I mean, your holding company to be independent, not owned by. You don't want your LLC tied to your S corp, correct? I mean, your holding company, correct?
Correct.
It is but so if you set well your holding company is its own entity though. It's like a
Right.
separate.
As
It's
an
a
S
whole
corp.
separate. Yeah, it's a whole separate thing.
Right,
See,
but your
here's
LLC is not owned by your S corp. I mean, your LLC is
here,
not owned by your holding
here,
company or vice
here,
versa.
here's the thing, right? You go and get 2 or 3 LLCs. They're still attached to one another because it's not independent. Every LLC is a sole prop through your name.
Correct.
Nothing's separated, so it keeps it all together as one. And the dangerous thing about that, if you hurt somebody or they want to sue you, they get everything. They can attack all that stuff. That's
it
what the
covers
S
all
corp
three
is
of them.
for. The S corp
Yeah.
protects you. So let's say if Red Top don't drive a truck, but he's got a fleet of trucks, and it's an S corp, and the driver is drinking and drive. Or let's not say drinking and drive. Let's say he crashed and hurt somebody. They can sue the trucking company, which is the S corp, but they can't take Red Top's house, cars, or nothing else. Nor can they get after none of his other businesses. They have to just do the S corp. So that's why you
But
want stuff protected under the S corp.
Okay, let me
but
let me
don't
ask you a
that
question. In
my fault.
my situation, my fault too.
My
I don't
fault.
mean to interrupt you. In my
You guys
situation,
are
okay,
very
if I have
polite
a
today, man. That's what's
LLC,
up.
Yeah,
if
it's
I have
just
a
when people start
LLC,
calling name. My fault.
if I have a LLC that's the operation of my authority, right?
Right.
Okay, and then I got my S corp over here that has all my trucks, that have all my trucks titled into that, right?
Your trucks are
Okay,
protected under a situation like that. They can't go after the truck. They can only go after the LLC.
okay, so my trucks are protected, but what
Right.
about if a driver, not me driving, but a driver, you know, the under the authority, driving the truck, even though it's owned by the S corp, but the authority is the LLC. Okay,
Right.
so if something happens,
I
is
know
my
I know
house
your
at risk?
question. Let me help you. I know your question.
Uh-huh.
You got okay. You got you got a driver driving your authority with the LLC. He heard something, and now you're worried about can they do something to use a person? And yes, they can.
Oh, okay. That was my
That's why
question.
it's called limited liability.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the best bet is just to transfer my shit all the way over to S corp.
That's what I always
That's
do, bro.
I did mine's a little different. I mean, I had mine set up by a lawyer. I don't know, but mine's is a LLC and it's
You-
set up as a S corp. But I'm set up as a managing member, so you can set
So
up
let
as a manager and then you can set up as a managing member. So those two changes. When you're a managing member, they have to go to your operating agreement. You know what I'm
so
saying?
here's the,
So it's
so
not.
let me help you S125 real quick.
Hmm.
So there's no such thing, and I know I know we had this conversation, and I ain't trying to disrespect nobody on their thought, right? But a LLC stands alone, and an S corp stands alone. So when you have an LLC, it runs all year long as an LLC. But see, you're a sole prop. You're not a corporation like an S. So at the end of the year, your LLC has to make a decision to Big Brother. Do I want to go as a C corp or S corp when it comes to taxes and stuff like that? But when you have
Mm-hmm.
an LLC, you're running as an LLC.
Right.
Mine's is, I don't know, Texas may be different because mine's is definitely a LLC and it's a S corp.
They can
Like I
tax it
can
as
show
an S
you
corp.
if I can show you my paperwork if you want. Like you send me your email or whatever, I can send it to you. It's definitely set up LLC, but it's a S corp.
It's
One
being
of them
taxed
I even,
as.
yeah, it's being taxed as, right?
Yeah, yeah. LLC has to be taxed as S corp or C corp because that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not independent. It can't stand alone.
Well, it was
The
different
LLC is a
options.
pass
It's
through
either
entity. You
either
either can pass through it
LLC.
yourself. I'm sorry.
No, my fault. It's either going to be an LLC set up as a sole proprietor. You can set it up as a partnership. You can set it up as an S corp or C corp. Those are the different options. One of them
Okay.
I set up myself, and I know this for a fact. Then the other ones, like my trucking company with my holding company, and I have a brokerage with my trucking company and agency, all that stuff was set up by my lawyer. So my lawyer set this up to help me because I didn't know the proper language to do it, and that's how she set it up as well. Except for my holding company. My holding company is just an INC. It's an INC set up as an S corp
So that's what
or
y'all are getting me at, man, by these holding companies. Why is that necessary?
it's just separating. It's like different people. When they say entity, is you setting up a person.
What I'm saying is why you got a holding company. I don't
Because you can,
understand
cause you
that.
can keep, because you can
Explain to
keep
me.
all your money in the holding company. Any money that the operating company is making, you transfer it to the holding company. So if somebody try to sue you, they'll see Red Top Express, but they won't see Red Top Enterprise, which is the holding company. You can just hide
Yeah,
your
if you
money that
got
way.
your operating, if you got
So
your
that
operator
means
agreement set up
so that
right,
means you gotta file two tax returns for
It's like
one
no, you
person.
layers of
got to file
protection.
tax return for each one.
That's what I'm
Everyone,
saying. Okay, that's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
So LLC, when you started LLC up, and if you guys don't believe me, do me a favor, call up LegalZoom and ask them, can you have an LLC S corp? And they're gonna say, excuse me, sir, you got to pick one or the other. Now, with the LLC, you at taxes, you have to either tax as, like you said, you got a partnership, you got to do it as that. You want to tax it as an S corp, you want to tax it as a C corp. But through the year, S corp has different rules than an LLC. I'll give you an example. A S corp, you have to do minutes. To be a true S corp, you got to do
C
minutes.
corp.
As an S corp, because I have two S corps. No, excuse me, I got
Mm.
three S corps. I have to do minutes. I'm gonna speak on me. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I have to do minutes. Okay. I have to have a board and I'm an employee of my business. That's what I have to do as an S Corp. As a LLC, I wouldn't have to do minutes. I don't have to make myself an employee of my business because my LLC is a sole prop. And the reason why you want a holding company, why a lot of people do that, is because what it does is it doesn't put your assets at risk. So a lot of people like to do truck companies and do LLCs. Well, they're really at risk. So they throw all the equipment on a holding company. Now it's protected like your money in a safe. You know what I'm saying? They can't get to it because your authority don't own the stuff. And then
Oh,
how it
The
benefits
holding
again,
company. Oh, yeah.
yes. And also how it benefits you guys is if you got a paid off piece of equipment you know your holding company has it, you can lease your truck, which you have to do it anyway to make it legal, but you can charge your company whatever you want to charge them for that truck. It can be a 1954 Freightliner, and your
okay.
holding company is going to charge your trucking company 3,000 a month lease.
Oh shit.
They can't dictate how much you want to charge your authority to the holding company. So that's
Shit, I
another
might want to open
loophole.
my shit up then. I ain't know that, bro.
That's why. That's the whole
Cause I
reason I
got paid
did my.
all my shit paid, all my equipment paid off. So in other words, I can lease the truck to the
Lease it
holding
back to
company,
yourself. Yeah.
Right.
and I can be
And
use
this
that
is
as
where
additional tax write off on
and
top
this
of
is
the depreciation. Is that what you're
and,
saying?
and this is
You can
where
only depreciate so much. My
yeah,
fault.
and this is where people say you're moving from your money from the left pocket to the right pocket.
So
Okay.
you think all your money should be held in a holding company?
What was that,
All your
bro?
assets.
I'm talking about assets. See, your holding company is going to build money on its own. So let me give you a scenario, okay?
I'll be right back.
You guys are starting out, let's say, right? You're looking
Mhm.
at two old Freightliners, right?
Okay.
So use your personal money, okay? You start an S corp. You got to protect yourself with these S corp. So you got an S corp for your holding company. You put those two trucks in that company, right? Boom. Now you start your authority. You know, ABC Trucking. You got that going. Here's the greatest thing. You lease that truck to your authority. Charge whatever. Let's say you charge $1,000 a month per truck. Now your holding company is making $2,000 a month. It goes in that account. Guess what happens at the end of the year? You got 20, 24, $25,000, right? Now you can
Mhm.
take that same money and you guys get to go buy more equipment with it. See, so pretty soon, because it's its own entity, that money will start buying equipment for that holding company and putting it in there for your trucking company on its own without your truck company having to do it for you.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Make
Good
sense?
shit.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Hey, I'm gonna go open up a holding company tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
So I just go get an EIN number and just get an articles of incorporation,
Yeah. Make
and
sure.
then just
Yeah.
I can start leasing it.
Put.
I can start leasing the truck to my lease it
Yes.
from one company to the
After.
other company.
Yes, but you gotta transfer the title over to your holding company.
Okay.
So
And wait,
here's how I
and
would do that.
when you say you leasing that equipment to your holding company, now in order to avoid them taxes from that holding company, you just buy more assets, pretty much.
Yes. Correct.
Oh shit. I see what you're saying. So you really
Correct.
gotta be like an up and coming company. I mean, it's more like you gotta be consistent revenue coming in consistently.
Nah, all you gotta do is just go create the holding company and switch your titles into the holding company, and you just start from there.
Okay, I see what you're
But
saying.
here's
Gotcha.
how I would do that, right? So if these trucks are in, let's say, your authority right now under your name,
Right, right. And that's what they under
what
my authority.
yeah, what I would do. So if something happens in the future and the lawyers want to come in and try to trace shit,
Uh,
I would sell those trucks back to you as a person. So that clears those trucks from that LLC. You hear what I'm saying? It's
okay.
clear now because you're the owner. It's clear, clean slate.
All right.
Now you as a person put them into the holding company.
Yeah, that's some good shit.
Gotcha. And I just had to show proof that makes sense.
So if I go
So,
lease on my other truck, I just put it in my name, my personal name, because I'm only going to lease for a couple months, and then turn around and create the holding company, and then retitle it. That'll keep it from going from my company, my trucking company, this one to that one, right? That'll protect it
Yeah,
more
because
as far as.
think about it as you know how you guys um attach lines to one another, like the games like dot to dot shit, and you make a square in the bullshit.
time out,
You want-
real quick. Hold on. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, let's just say I switch everything over, and
Mhm,
let's say something happened, that truck gets stolen.
mhm.
Who is that insurance company going to pay?
It's gonna
The
pay the
insurance
trucking
company going to
company.
pay the
Oh
holding
no, oh
company,
no, it's
or it's
gonna
going to pay my
the
authority
holding
company?
company, the
Gotcha,
holding company, because that's who
gotcha,
owns the truck.
gotcha.
But it's
So
still the
basically, I would have to
authority's gonna
notify
have
the
the
insurance
insurance.
company that
Yeah, authority gets hit.
I would have to
Yeah.
notify
Okay.
them of. I guess they would be the lien holder. I guess right, or it's no
The
lien
holding
holder.
there's no lien holder.
I see what you're saying. I got it.
You
Understood.
cannot have a lien. Let me listen. You cannot have a lien holder on your paperwork and have a lease. That means you're buying something if you got a lien against
Gotcha,
it.
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Okay.
But
So
what I'm saying is, most of the time, in a normal situation, they always pay that lien holder
correct,
in the event the vehicle gets total loss or something like that. So that's why I said that.
correct. Or if you own it and something
Uh,
happens, they pay you as a person or a business. So
gotcha.
whoever's on the title is who gets paid.
Correct. Correct. Gotcha.
But you have to
Understood.
keep a lease contract with you in that truck because you got to show. Wait a minute, we ran your plate. ABC owns the truck, but you're 1, 2, 3. What the hell? How do you got the truck?
Oh,
Oh,
I
because
see what you're saying.
I lease it. Here's my contract,
Gotcha. Damn. Well, they
and
got
this
so
is
many
why
loopholes in this
this.
business. I ain't knowing about that.
Oh man, I've been doing
I
this
kept
for
hearing people talking
forever,
about
bro.
the
But
holding companies.
yeah, I've been doing this forever. But here's the funniest thing that I always hear. Oh, I gotta go lease a truck 'cause I need a write off. If I pay cash for a truck, I don't get the write off. And I sit back and I think I let them believe what they want. But I'm like, wait a minute, you can get more of a write off. You have a paid off truck and put it in the holding company. Then if you just go lease a truck and somebody, they get the advantage of everything. Why can't you be the bank?
Hmm.
Facts. Hey, quick question about the difference between how you tell the insurance company the value of your equipment
Right,
versus them paying you that actual value. How does that work?
right. Well, insurance companies do different things depending on how you do your insurance, right? So either they're gonna say you can tell them, hey, look, I want this 50, like let's say it's worth 50 grand.
Right.
Typically every year, right? Normally, sometimes the truck will go down, sometimes they'll go up. So some insurance company will say, hey, look, we'll cover whatever the value is at that time that there's a loss. So if you paid $30,000 and you crack that truck and it ain't no good no more, and the insurance company, they're going to do what you do, go to truck paper, go over and see what that truck is going for. They go to the blue book and look at all that. And then whatever the average is, they pay you on that truck.
Got
So you might have you might have paid 30 grand and now it's worth like 50. They're going to cut you a check for 50. Another thing you could do with the insurance is tell them how you want coverages. Is like, hey man, I want $60,000 on that truck, and that's what it is every year. Period. No matter what that truck's worth, they're gonna cover $60,000. If it went up or down, it don't matter. It's $60,000.
you.
Mm.
I understand. Understood. Because I remember it was one guy. Reason I asked that question was one guy out here. I think he was leasing a truck or something or whatever he was doing, or a paid off truck, and this truck caught on fire. And he thought his truck had insurance on it. He ain't had no insurance on it. So he got jammed. I think it was Black. What was his name? Mike Black or something? I don't know if y'all know who that is, but he used to be on the live.
His name was Black.
But
So
but just so you guys know, in California, nothing's changed except for people's titles of their company. That's it. They just switched over to they're just doing business to business instead of business to independent contractor. That's all.
So I got a feeling that this the owner operator game is going to be phased out within the next few years. And they doing this in California. They're
No,
gonna bring it out everywhere.
well, it is going to happen everywhere, but you can still be an owner operator and be an S corp. And just so you know, if this makes you feel better, small fleets and owner operators the biggest percentage in trucking. They can't get rid of that stuff. Mega carriers can't hold the $700 billion industry. You know? Yeah.
I don't even know
Well, I
why
appreciate
California was
SoCal.
even brought up. Shit, because we weren't even talking about this shit. What's the motherfucking thing? I don't understand.
I don't know.
I-35 be bringing up
Everything
shit
starts
that
in
ain't got
Cali
nothing to do with
and it
shit.
just floats over to the other states.
Well, it ain't floated over yet. But we weren't talking about that shit. S125 always bringing up shit that ain't got shit to do with shit.
Well,
Understand?
the crazy thing is this AB5 didn't start in California. That's what people don't understand. It was already in other states under a different name, and then California looked at it and they adopted it. And I just want you guys to know this too. It's still in courts right now as we speak. They're still fighting it.
Hey, SoCal, you ever heard anything else they were talking about that mechanical motor law or whatever?
So why is
Any more on
everybody
that?
selling their truck?
Because of the carb law. It's an old ass carb law, but for some reason now California wants to enforce it. So, like, for example, my 389, my red one's an 11, right? So I can still go in the ports with it, not on the container side, but I do heavy haul and all that stuff, right? So I was still registered under carb with my truck, but not on the container side. Um, but I can get a day pass through the ports to go get whatever I needed in the port, right, on the flatbed side.
Mm-hmm.
Now they stopped it.
Mm.
If it's not carb compliant, they ain't giving you no day pass no more. And now what they're trying to do now is they're stopping registration. Well, the crazy thing is, yeah, but understand something though. That's only for local registration. For California registration, I can still get a California license plate. You know what I'm saying? As long as you know what I mean. So that's only for local California plates. But still, they can still jam me up. Like if I go through the scales and the carbs there, and they want to fuck with me or whatever. The law is the law, and it is what it is.
Okay. Yeah, fine.
So you heard anything more on that mechanical engine rule? I mean, law that you said that you had that video
Yeah,
you were talking about.
they're still trying to push it. So they're going to try to get rid of across the board in the whole United States. Get rid of all trucks that don't accept e-log.
So if you had an older truck that was mechanical, you could slap like a 3406E in it or something with a as long as the e-log can go on it.
Yep. As long as you can put a plug. Yep. As long as you. Yep.
So
Because the 3460 is electric.
2001 and older, right?
No, they're I think 99. Like I'm gonna speak on Caterpillar because that's what I had around those times. I know in 99 it's still a 3406E, so probably anything newer than a 97 probably.
Anything newer than a 97.
Yeah. But it's not in effect right now. They're just trying to push it. It might never happen. It might happen. Who knows? But it's just more bullshit they're trying to push.
So as a 1099 contractor, whether you running a truck that you're responsible for or not, and you set up as a LLC and you're getting paid through your business tax-free money, and you want to go out and buy some equipment or engine or some batteries or or axle. You can write that off, right? Yeah,
Yes.
that's all we want to know. That's it.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't listen. I was doing the 1099 thing since 2018. Can't get too comfortable doing that, man, because I see a lot of guys get popped. I eventually just bought my truck and just stayed with my truck the whole time. But it's a start.